Hey, Samson, Coca, and the crew. Thanks for taking my call. My name is Jeff. Jordan and NASCAR are back in court on Thursday, and you talked about Gruden and the NFL lawsuit and how they are afraid of discovery. Just wondering what the chances are these cases settle to avoid discovery. Thanks. I look forward to hearing your answer.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, Michael Jordan, one of the things he's done post-playing career is he's made a bunch of investments. Remember, he bought a basketball team, and as bad as he was in being the general manager of the Charlotte basketball team, that's how good a businessman he has been, not just post-career, but during his entire career. And one of the things he did is he bought a NASCAR team, and they've been involved in a terrible lawsuit against the owners, the France family of NASCAR, as they have been trying to prove that NASCAR is not playing legally by the rules, that they are forcing NASCAR teams to sign these agreements in order to participate in the NASCAR circuit. And these agreements, like franchise agreements, basically are stopping the teams from being profitable. To which I say, if you don't want to be a part of something because it's not good for you, then don't be a part of it. And then you'll say, but wait a minute, then I can't race on the track. And I'll say, but wait a minute, it's privately owned. And you'll say, I don't care. And I'll say, what do you mean you don't care? Something's privately owned. It is not your constitutional right to be part of NASCAR. But Michael Jordan filed suit against NASCAR and against the France family. And it has been, to say the least, not successful. However, it's not over. And the reason why this one is not settling yet is that Jordan has not gotten the victory that he so expects to get everywhere but on the court as an executive. And a victory in this case would be the court ruling that NASCAR operated in violation of antitrust, that they operated in violation of fair dealings, that they violated in a way that stopped Michael Jordan from turning the profit that he and his investors expected, and damages are owed. Why would Jordan not settle? Now go back to the Gruden talk that you just referenced in your voicemail. Do you remember when I talked about the 80-10-10? And I talked about that if you're after money and it's just money, then you're going to settle. And that so many cases settle and never find the light of day. They never get to open forum, open trial in front of a jury or a bench trial in front of just a judge, because what the person wanted was money. And at the end, money is agreed to and everyone lives happily ever after. But remember, for the 10-10, when it's just blood and you want to damage the other party, you want the truth out there and you want everyone to know it, which is why John Gruden doesn't want to settle with the NFL and why it was such a big deal when the court said, hey, no arbitration, we got ourselves a trial here. I put Michael Jordan in the category with John Gruden because Michael Jordan has a very big interest in taking NASCAR to task, maybe even taking them down. Do you think that Michael Jordan has any thought of having a rival circuit or having his own group of teams where he gets to race at tracks around the country, where he gets all the sponsor deals and all the broadcast deals that are enjoyed by NASCAR? Is that even possible that a billionaire would want to rule the world and would want to get more? Not only is it possible, I could say it's darn near probable. Why is it that NASCAR, the NFL, the France family, the Samson family, why all sorts of people would say, are you sure we can't offer to settle? Because we really would not like any of this to be public. We don't want any documents to be public. We don't want any emails to be public. We don't want any of the discovery to be public. Here's a little surprise for you. Discovery happens prior to settlement all the time, but discovery is not public. People can actually appeal to a court to make certain parts of discovery public, but courts are much more apt to keep discovery private in the hopes that by keeping it private, it will help the parties get to a settlement, because the courts are actually far more interested in settling cases than in having cases go all the way, May. So In this case, the discovery, and in many cases like it, where you see everybody's emails, everybody's texts that weren't shredded and erased, everybody's hard drives, everybody's documents, everybody's everything, and you get to go through it. And the expression is to load someone down with discovery. That means to send them a document room, either digitally or paper printed, that has tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of documents, where contained within, if you're willing to take the time and spend the money, you can find that gun that's smoking. But man, it's going to be hard, because it's like a needle in a haystack. I didn't hear that, Coca, but it's like a needle in a haystack. So I would say this, that if NASCAR believes that they have a problem and that needle in the haystack can actually be found, then of course they are going to be highly incentivized to offer more money than what is your calculation for a settlement. If that document doesn't exist, if that needle in a haystack doesn't exist, and NASCAR doesn't care, or a company that's being sued doesn't care, then they're fine. Go discovery. We'll pay the legal bills. Do you know that just a few days ago, the teams claim now they've got smoking gun documents that will show NASCAR wanted to force competitors to sign these one-sided charter franchise deals? They have the smoking gun. They claim that NASCAR acted illegally. All the things that Jordan has been claiming, they claim now they found it as part of discovery. Well, there's not one case, Coca, that I've come across in my career. And I've been all the way back in college when I was a paralegal. There is not one case where one of the sides did not say, we've got the smoking gun. And don't forget who Michael Jordan's lawyer is. Michael Jordan's lawyer is the guy who I crushed when he represented a group trying to sue me and others. The guest on Pablo Torre Finds Out, the famous lawyer Jeffrey Kessler, the guy who couldn't win a case if he tried, at least against me. He's representing Jordan. Do you know how many times Jeffrey Kessler has said, I've got the smoking cigar? It's every time, Coca. So I'm not in any way interested that Kessler filed on Monday that they found the smoking gun document. You think NASCAR is shaking in their britches, shivering in their shoes, saying, oh my God, I'm so scared of you, Jeffrey and Michael Jeffrey Jordan. I'm so scared that I'm going to pay you triple, or I'm going to let you sign whatever charter agreement you want. No chance, toilet pants. That was a good question, though. There's going to be way more. Now, wouldn't it be amazing if there really were? Do you think that NASCAR has lawyers who are so bad that there's some document out there somewhere that actually forces competitors in writing saying, you better sign this or else? You better. Here's a little piece of free legal advice from a non-practicing lawyer. If you want to tell someone they better do something or else and you're threatening them, do it orally. Don't put it in writing.